Buenas noches, it's the beloved folk singer Gary DeForve again with another video about what a schmuck. Aye, what a schmuck this Peter Joseph is, oi. He gets me right in the Gewalt. I don't know what I'm saying this one. I gotta get out the, wait. I get the Spilkis in the Genectics. Okay. And this is, like, here's what I was talking about. So the first part of the video title is about Peter Joseph and Lee Camp being cheap-ass schmucks. And this really has nothing to do with Lee Camp. So I shouldn't have put him on the video title. It's wrong. What I done there was wrong. And I'm sorry I done it. But here you have here you got the Peter Joseph with the lady, the story about the lady. No. He done this one with my boy, who I know a lot about. I mean, I don't know a lot about, but I have his books, Alan Watts. And it's just about Zen Buddhism, which could be like, yeah, I mean, that's important, but like, what the freak has it got to do with, and here's what's disgusting to me. You tell me if it is disgusting. Because it's all these law of attraction guys. Here's Jim Rohn. Easy things that you must do to become a millionaire. So, I mean, that's what the law of attraction is. They're trying to make Alan Watts like he's out to be, you know, this law of attraction guy. And of course, Peter Joseph, of course, has to work within his market system and, like, you know, take a bunch of money from people and not make a film for 5 freaking years. I mean, you know, he's just a con man. And like I said before, Lee Camp, is that a comedian? Have you ever? I would like to say one joke. Is he capable of? He's not able. He's barely able to speak it out. It's all written out for him, and he has the chance to rehearse, and he can barely even get a. He's like, remember when you have to be really old, but remember when Garrett Morris? He always screwed up his line somehow. I mean, that was like his trademark. Maybe he did it. It was almost like he did it on purpose. But it was irritating because he had very little to do with the show. He was just there. He was probably coked. He was probably there coked. Oh, that's racist. Garrett Morris. It was a cokey show. It was the late 70s. So, anyways. But yeah, they all have all this garbage. And this guy looks like exactly like Lee, what's his name? Will Smith. But yeah, and here's the humble CEO. So it's all about, and also even Tony Robbins and Alan Watts. So now Tony Robbins and Alan Watts are the same thing. And the second part of this, we're going to do some shorter videos. I like about a good 6, 7, 8. You keep it like, 3 minutes. That's a real short video. I don't like that. But okay, so second topic. And that's what I got to do is got to start mapping it out. 1, 2. Making a mental note. Mental note. Okay, that was stupid. So what's a 501? I just found out the other day what a 501c3 was. All right, basically, I guess I kind of heard of it before. Everybody, 501c3 is the religious exemption. So you don't have to be a religion, though, to take that exemption. And of course, Scientology, I mean, really people can funnel all their money through that. I mean, that could clean up the money for, think how much money, of course, Scientology, that's another whole cultic. I don't want to go off on a big enough tangent. But what I was talking about, the 501c3, they are obviously not a real anything, and they're allowed to take this tax exemption. When if they're anything, they're like a pyramid scheme or I mean, it should be totally illegal, and they all should be freaking locked up. But that's who's, So the 501c3, of course, Trump was trying to have it, and I guess he didn't have it changed. I'm thinking I gotta like look it up now and see if he was able, because he wants it changed so all these people can remain religious organizations and advocate for politics. So I don't know if Peter Joseph himself is a 501c3 and Zeitgeist itself is a 501c3, which he funnels his cash through, or and the Interreflections movie. And well, I guess that's like, yeah, I don't got no more for this. You know, I just think it's very craven. I just always like to use that word craven, even though I really don't know. I don't use it that much, but to put Alan Watts next to Tony Robbins, right next to Tony Robbins here. And that is what irritates me so much about the local supposed, and this is the one that Jimmy Dore is on, the supposed leftist station here in Los Angeles. It's called KPFK. And there's this always lady on there constantly doing a fund drive. And she's always hooking up one of these law of attraction dippity doos with some hippie broad, because it's a way to just separate them further. They go to a thing and that teaches them how to realize themselves. And so they can make money doing what they love. What is the secret? Like I've said before, here's the secret in case you don't know what the secret is. And the law of attraction is the secret. It means the same thing. It's Oprah, and it goes back to this mysticism. It goes back to it's very related, like I said before, to the Scottish Masonry, Masonic Masonism, 23rd degree Masonism, and which of course Joseph Smith was a shyster and a shankster. Maybe it's even part of like they're kind of allowed to do it because he did realize he created, just like L. Ron Hubbard, he created an incredible and institution which lives to this day. And I mean, it is kind of like the ultimate libertarian institution because it's separate from, it's its own like people getting together and doing like what they say they want to do in a libertarian thing. And of course, that's how that fits in with the far right evangelicals, because they don't want to have to go to school with the niggers and force them into their schools to be able to get federal funding. So they'll have like a charter school and they'll just figure out a way to like filter them out or whatever. Anyways, I mean, it's the whole privatization scheme where they do want everything to be private and not government. And that's clearly, Peter Joseph in his latest critique, being very dishonest about the Sanders agenda and what his agenda is. He just Adios, nachos.